Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. I'm Brian Lee Crowley. I am the Managing Director of the Macdonald-Laurier Institute. Macdonald-Laurier Institute is a national public policy think tank based here in Ottawa. We've been in operation for about 2.5 years. In that time, we have won the Sir Anthony Fisher Prize, for, which is a worldwide competition for quality and public policy think tank publications. We've just recently won a Templeton Prize for outstanding achievement by a Young Institute, another worldwide think tank prize. And finally, we were recognized by the University of Pennsylvania in January of this year as one of the top 5 news think tanks in the world. So we are doing our very best to bring the highest quality of public policy debate to Ottawa and to Canadians generally about the issues that face this country. And of course, when several months ago, CNOOC launched its bid to acquire Canadian oil patch player Nexen at a premium of about 65% relative to its share price, a national debate was triggered about all aspects of the deal, and particularly about whether it would be good for Canada from a number of points of view, including economic, foreign policy, foreign relations, and national security. The federal government announced a review of the deal under the provisions of the Investment Canada Act, which it recently extended, as I understand it, to take the entire 120 days allowed under the Act. And no less a figure than the Prime Minister has indicated that the deal raises a number of complex and vital issues that require careful weighing. The economic issues are ones, I think, that have received a wide airing. But it is the national security aspect of the bid that has been less fully debated, at least in public. And what discussion there has been, in my view at any rate, has been rather superficial and driven chiefly by the economic interests of those on either side of the debate. And because we take national security, Canada's national security, seriously at MLI, we thought that this dimension of the deal required a more careful and more thoughtful review, and it's for that reason that we convened the panel that we have here today. It's composed of some of the best informed people in the country and indeed in North America about these issues, and I will introduce them in a moment. Just a word about how this will work. I have given each panelist 12 minutes to summarize their own thoughts about the national security aspects of the deal. And I mean that in the largest sense. They may talk about some of the economic aspects and others as well, but our focus is really on national security. And that includes not just the proposed deal itself, but what would be the consequences of potential knock-on effects if the deal is approved or indeed turned down. After that, we will open the floor for questions until 9:30. I would ask the media, please, to hold back from using the Q&A period to put questions to the panelists, because the panelists will be available for a media scrum when we conclude at 9:30, and I'd like to give the rest of the audience a chance to put their own questions. So I ask for your cooperation on that. Now let me, if I may, introduce our panelists. I'm going to introduce all 4 of them right up front, and then they will just succeed each other at the platform in the order that I will introduce them. I have distributed to everybody in the room a full bio for each of the participants. You don't want me to take the time of this session to read out a long, detailed bio, so I'm going to give you the essence of why they're here. Ray Boisvert, who is the president of ISEC Integrated Strategies, a firm specializing in risk management and threat mitigation, is here not just because of that, but perhaps even more importantly because he has recently retired as Assistant Director of Intelligence at CSIS. Gordon Holden, who is next to Ray, was a distinguished diplomat with great experience of China and appointed as the director of the China Institute and professor of political science at the University of Alberta in 2008. Roger Robinson is President and CEO of Conflict Securities Advisory Group, Inc., which is a Washington-based risk management company. Again, to give you the earlier background, which is particularly relevant to our discussion today, he is formerly Senior Director of International Economic Affairs at the National Security Council in Washington and Executive Secretary at the Cabinet-level Senior Intergovernmental Group for International Economic Policy. And finally, someone who probably doesn't need much of an introduction to an Ottawa crowd, David Kilgour, longtime human rights advocate and MP, and from 2002 to 2003, he was Minister of State for Asia Pacific. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our panel.